Well, good morning, friends. It is Tuesday morning, and I am getting ready to go into work. But as I do, I am sitting here in my car, and actually, I just had a little breakdown of gratitude. And I just wanted to, sometimes I just am reminded that life is messy and beautiful, and that sometimes people aren't okay with it not being beautiful or thinking that when it's messy, something's not okay. So yesterday I shared about my alfalfa hair, and this morning I'm going to talk about my messy grateful. Because as I sat here, I was just overwhelmed, and I'm going to start. Let me just share with you the thought I had. So I have had literally my life, no, my room. My room turned upside down. So we found black mold over the weekend when I was doing some cleaning and renovating. You know how you have like those long storage drawers that you could put under your bed? So I had two of those down under my bed. And so I pulled them out so I can go through them, give some stuff away for Goodwill. I'm trying to clear some space. And when we did and pulled the end of one of those containers that was up against the wall, there was black mold. What? Yeah, I told you lungs are my issue, right? Like breathing's my issue. Yeah, never a dull moment, my friends. So, so with that, we have to like get busy and get me out of there, get it cleaned up, and I'm like, and how do we do that? And who do we call? And how do I afford that? And can I go back in? And where will I sleep tonight? And how, so just the wheels start spinning, because at the end of the day, and it's a blessing. So this is this flip side. God uses everything. Say that with me. God uses everything, and God uses everyone. So I'm going to say this just because it's part of the variable that I have to consider, right? Some of you go home and you call your husband. Hey, honey, we just found black mold, da 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 da. And he's handy. He's out, don't worry, babe, I'll stop and get the mold remover on the way home. I'll pick up some plywood and some, what's that other board called? See, I don't even know the name of the board. Hold on. Sheetrock. I'll take care of it. It'll be done. Don't you worry. He comes home, he puts up the plastic, keeps you all protected, right? Throws on his gloves and his mask. You're Superman. I get it. Beautiful. And that's one of the ways that God will provide for you. For me, he's had people like Adrian, they come to my house, they're like, hey sis, why don't you have that? What? Okay, I'm going to be over here next weekend. They just took care of me. When I first got here, I did not have a restroom. And guess what? I had a brother in the Lord, and he came and he said, what? No, the servant of God must have a restroom. And I could do that. We're going to install a toilet and a little sink in here. I said, wow, God, thank you. Because, I could push me a pencil in an office, get you some cute graphics and paint you a picture, but I ain't going to be installing a toilet, friends. Not without a really, really good YouTube video. But anyway, so the thing is, this is a cool story, so I'm just going to tell it. So my wheels are spinning, and I'm thinking, and I'm a little nervous, I'm a little anxious, because I'm like, I can't be breathing that in, and that's right where I'm sleeping. It's like under my head. So, we know we got to move everything, and I don't have a lot of space to be working with. And then I settled down, and I started thinking it through. I'm like, okay, well, maybe I should call one of those places where they can come and just give me an estimate, tell me what the damage is and what it's going to take. And the thing is, we can't tell if it's topical, surface, if it's going to be structural, if it's, how bad is it in the walls? Where did it come from? What's the source? Right? So in my case, thank God for his mercies, because it was topical and not structural. So it was, in that sense, it's still, we have to cut out the walls, but it's going to be easy to contain, and it's going to be easy to remove, and it's going to be easy to restore. So in that sense, like I said, a little bit of plywood, a little bit of sheetrock, a little bit of mesh tape, a little bit of paint, a little bit of sealer, a little bit of, we'll get there. And so, but the thing is, I can't do that, right? So in the meantime, I go to work because I feel like the Lord says, don't sweat it, and just carry on. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna make a couple calls and then I'll just go about my business until God shows me my next step. So I get to work, make a few calls, and then while I'm at work, this is the day one. This is the next morning after finding it, Monday morning. I get there, and I'm not even in a couple hours. I get an email from my boss, and just said it basically like, "Hey, I just want to let you know, I know the holidays are coming up, and I just wanted you to know that this is coming." And he said, "You have just been," basically he just affirmed, because I've been going an extra mile here for a while. And he just said, "I have a bonus for you for the year end, and it's going to completely take care of what needed to be taken care of." So I just feel, and not only that, like I just feel blessed because not only that, I was able to call a friend who really needs it, who really needs a blessing, not some corporation that's going to come in and not pay attention and not care and not be able to work with my hours and all those other things that God knows. And so he came over and says, "No, we can do it. We can do it." And so anyway, I just wanted to share that with you because then I sat still this morning as I'm watching last night, mostly in the construction, and we're getting things done. And then this morning we did the sealant, and now I'm on my way to work, and I'm just so grateful. And sometimes, like I said, even sometimes we can have strains in different relationships and stuff. But at the end of the day, like I'm sitting still here and I'm just like, man, this could have gone so many other ways. And it could have been so much more difficult or so much more of a burden. And even aside from what's happening, like people who just step up, people who, are willing to be a blessing, people who bring what they have and what they do, just like I bring what I am and what I do to others' lives all the time. But it's like to not have to beg, to not have to plead when you're in need, but to have people around you who see you and are part of your life and have things that they're strong in, and they can just serve you as you've served them in other ways that you're strong. So I just find it beautiful. So it overwhelmed me with Thanksgiving. And as I just sat there, the spin side of that is like, God, every good and perfect gift comes from you. I don't even know how to really, really bless them. That's the bottom line. Every good and perfect gift. So God, you said you would bless those that blessed me. That's what you told Abraham, my father. You said, I will bless those that bless you. And God, every good and perfect gift comes from you. You know all about them. You know how they think, why they think. You know what they're thinking. You know what would bless them best. And so, God, I'm just going to rest and I'm going to trust you to bless. And if it's something that comes from heaven and it pours out of heaven, then God, I ask for the resources of heaven to fall upon their lives. If it's something that's earthly that would be a blessing, then Lord, show me or send the ones who can provide it and release it into his life. Right? Man, and while I was just praying that and thinking about how amazing and how God is and how he can do that and how he's done that for me at times, I'm telling you, I'm just undone here, friends. And it's a beautiful space. Life can be messy and beautiful. That's the word of the day. So have a great and glorious, I'll wipe away my tears and bring in the smiles. Great and glorious, love-filled and victorious day, my friends. Bye for now. Ooh, I'm getting better on that week, right? No, I'm not going to try again. Bye for now.